Okay, the Festival Daily Buzz recording at the Treasure Mountain Inn up on Main Street in Park City. It's Sundance Slam Dance. We are Slam Dance right now for this film, which is Silent Love. And we've got the director, Marek Kozakiewicz. Marek, welcome to the show.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Okay, Marek, we always start our segments by having our filmmaker introduce our audience to the film. So tell us about Silent Love.
So Silent Love is a film about building a new unconventional family in a conservative surrounding of a small conservative Polish village, and it starts with dealing with death, as the siblings Agnieszka, who's 35, and her brother 14 has to deal with the loss of their mother, and Agnieszka tries to become a legal guardianship for his brother Miloš. And then throughout the story, it occurs that Agnieszka is in a long-term secret love relationship with Maya, and Maya enters to the family, and the three of them try to somehow build a new family.
Yeah, I just have to tell you, I thought the film was so beautifully shot. It was hard for me to believe that it was a documentary. And I'm wondering if you can talk about the art of sort of anticipating these beautiful shots as though they were planned as a real scene is unfolding.
Thank you for that. It's 100% documentary, and it's a classical observative documentary. I'm a DOP by trade, and I finished National Film School in Łódź, and so it was a bit easier for me, and I worked as both the director and the cinematographer and the sound guy in the film. So I had a good camera, I had good Zeiss prime lenses, and I spent loads of time there. The shooting lasted 3.5 years, and in the film it's condensed into 1 year. But I would just stay several months in a year with them, living with them in the same flat. And I was there right from the beginning when the new family started to arise. So in a way they adopted me, and I became a part of it. And I was just and it's my directional debut. So I was just actually being there, waiting and shooting, and also helping them, and also supporting them as much as I could.
And how did you come to find this unconventional family?
So that's my mother comes from a nearby village, so she knew the mother of Agnieszka and Miloš. They were friends, so in a way I started the project documenting the life of Agnieszka and Miloš, the siblings, and without knowing anything about Maya. So for me also it was a journey, and it changed, and so Agnieszka at some point she trusted me and told me about her relationship, and then it's all started from a new angle, and we talked about it a lot, but I mean, if I told her right from the beginning that I want to make a film about it, she wouldn't agree for that. That's for sure. But I was there. I was there. I was shooting what was happening, and it was just organically happening that Maya joined them, and it was at some point obvious that the film cannot be about something else. It had to be all that.
Mm-hmm. You know, one of the things that I very much appreciated about the film are the quiet moments that are in. You know, when we see this type of story dramatized, there are high emotions. There are, big dramatic moments, and in real life it's not like that. In real life you have testimonials in front of, boards that are accounts, and you have moments, quiet moments with your family that you're trying to figure out. So your first time director, and so to embrace that and to allow that without panicking and going, is the audience going to follow? Are they going to care? That doesn't always happen. Talk about that. As you're going through the filming process and then through the editing process, how comfortable were you to think, this is my film?
Yeah, it's funny you're saying that because it was a feeling that I was a bit scared at some moments that it might be in a way not enough, maybe. But I think, I mean, constructing a new family from scratch, it is even if you write a script, a future script, it would be difficult to write in what moments the family actually built in a way. And those are really delicate, subtle moments. The way they look at each other, it's very delicate and subtle. And the fact that I was there so much time, I was really able to catch all the nuances and all the warmth of it, because it's not only a drama. I mean, the drama is there and the tension is there, but there's a lot of love, a lot of warmth in it, and that was very important for me. So I in a way I knew which psychological states I wanted to go through with each character in a way, and I tried to catch it just to know that I have it in the material. And I didn't have a script in my head while shooting. So I didn't know how exactly I would edit it. And we tried different stuff in editing, and we ended up with actually editing it in quite linear how it was happening, not trying to change too much, as it seemed it was the strongest dramaturgy. And what was really important for me is in editing, and that's why the editing lasted 1.5 years, which was hell.
Yes.
But I really wanted it to have this, although it was totally shot in, I mean, nothing was staged, nothing was played, it was all observational. I really wanted it to have this future way of dramaturgy, of narration, to really have this flow of a future film, and we spent a lot of time in editing, trying to really build it so that although it's so subtle and delicate, that of course it remains deep, but at the same time it has the pace, that goes that keeps us going forward and keeps us really attached to the film and wanting to know what happens next.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up those intimate moments, because you're showing from this film that love takes different faces. It doesn't need to, just because it's not in your face doesn't mean it's any less passionate or intimate or special. And I'm curious about that during the process. Has filming this documentary helped them sort of be more comfortable, or are they more open about it now? Or is there talks about when this film comes out in Poland? You know, what are people going to say? Like, what has the process been for them?
It already did. We already had big premieres in Poland and several festivals and also successes. So we won the Best Polish Documentary of 22.
Congratulations!
Wow, that's huge. Yeah.
So I mean, it was a really long process that we went throughout the 5 years of making the film, and it was a process for them to emancipate and also to start doing their first coming outs to the families, and and we were in a way also the amount of time. One thing was that I needed it to finish the film, but another thing is they needed it to be ready to talk about their relationship. But before the Polish premiere, they were really ready for it, and they wanted it. They were waiting for it, and they gave several interviews to big media, newspaper, and they were really honest about their relationship, their family, and of course before that we showed the film to their families. I always told them that if there's anything you want to erase from the story, or any scene, any shot, I'll just throw it out. So the moment I showed them the final edit was really stressful in a way, but it was beautiful that they really they really liked it, and they liked the warmth of it, and that it's not only a drama, that it has this humor in it as well, and they didn't want to erase anything out of it. So. Yeah, I mean, the moment the Polish premiere was the moment when I saw them for the first time in the public, on the street, holding their hands together, and it was really.
It's so special.
and
We're just
they-
gonna cry all day.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and it was so moving to all of us, and we were really scared how also how the village will react on it.
Right.
So we know that some people in the village. So I wanted to show it in the village together and to do a talk about it, but they didn't want it. They were afraid of it, so we didn't show it in the village.
Who didn't want it?
My protagonist, Agnieszka and Maya.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
not the town. I
No,
just
no, no.
wanted to ask. Okay.
The town seems to be rather open in a way. I mean, they are not aggressive towards them. They don't confront them with that, with their relationship. But at the same time, Agnieszka and Maya, they still do not show any affection to each other in the village. They don't talk about their relationship, so they still. So the status quo is still there, but in a way they still have to keep it for themselves. And probably the next step would be to somehow open it for the to be able to live how they want and not to have to hide their. But that so far didn't happen. I mean, in a way, both sides want to keep it the same way. And although we all know that all the villagers know that they are a couple, they don't talk about it, confront them about it, and everything is okay. And we don't know how it would be if it would change. So nobody wants to change it.
Well, I think the best compliment I can give you is that I think you did right by them. And the formation of this family and the opening of that relationship. I think you did a justice to them with the film. Again, Silent Love is the title of the film. It's screening at SLAMDANCE. We've been talking to the director, Marek Kozakiewicz. It's been wonderful having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was great.